No pressure, no fear, no judgment. And then start to notice the way your breath moves through your body. Give yourself permission to feel the spaces where your inhales may be tight. Feel where your exhales might be a little ragged. Allow yourself to develop a very clear and deep inhale through your nose, released by a deep and clear exhale through the nose. And like that, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. And then as you're ready, use your next inhale to rock up, whether it's from seated or on blocks. Rock up onto hands and knees. Move your blocks out of the way if you were sitting on them. You can just stick them off to the side for now. We're going to come onto hands and knees about halfway on the mat. Now first, when I come into hands and knees, I kind of just like to rock it out a little bit. So you rock forward, use your inhales, use your exhales, rock forwards and backwards. If this is a lot on your knees, if it feels like a lot of sensation, you can roll the sides of your mat over. That'll make you a little bit more cushion for you. You can also grab a blanket or like a towel, anything that you have really, you can just slide it right underneath. Let's just rock back and forth, trying to find the shoulders landing over the wrists, hips lining over the knees. Try to check out what shoulder distance apart looks like in the hands. You can shake out your head and your neck. You can shift your hips from side to side. Sometimes I like to take my palms and reverse them, point my fingers back toward my thighs. Oh, that's nice. And then rock the hips back toward the heels. Oh, that's so good. If you go for that inner stretch of the wrist, you will feel sensation. Try to loosen up these joints that, because we spend so much of our day trying to be like robots and stuff, we forget that we're actually primal beings. If you got those palms reversed, you can flip them back. And then from here, we're going to get into our postures with cat pose and cow pose. These poses go really well together. I figure they're like peanut butter and jelly. So we start with the cow pose, in which on the inhale, we drop the belly down, drop the heart down, let the gaze come up. Tailbone is lifting, shoulders relax down the back, looking up. Exhale, curling and rounding the spine. Using that exhale to really round the upper back, shake out your head and practice for the day. Just inhaling, exhaling, rounding the spine, rolling it out. And then when you're ready, come back to a neutral spine. Take your time with it. Let it happen naturally. And then try to keep your hips back in line with your knees. It's going to be kind of a challenge to do that, but try to think mentally about staying in that general shape. And then start to walk the arms out in front of you, keeping the hips back in line with the knees, right? So you might walk about halfway and be like, yeah, this is more than enough. You're looking forward, the chest and the throat are bowing down toward the ground. Sometimes for breaks, I like to curl my back toes under. That can help if you feel like you're kind of sliding around or anything. You can also press the tops of the feet flat into the ground, but, hello. You can press the tops of the feet flat into the ground, or you can curl the toes under, but you can stay here, arms extended, looking forward, heart bowing down, throat bowing down. But if it feels good, keep walking the arms out in front of you, pressing into the fingertips. You can let the forearms come down to the ground, the throat comes down to the ground, the heart comes down. Try to keep those hips lined up over the knees. Relaxing the throat down. This is our extended puppy dog pose. Breathing is the key. It makes all things accessible. Try to wrap your outer upper arms in. Breathing allows the neck to release. Breathing. One more breath. You got it. Then walk yourself back. Take your time with it. Go slow. Walk yourself back. Breathe. Shake all that up. Head and the neck. And then from here, curl the toes under, walk the hands back. We're going to come up into a forward fold. Hands are down, legs are towards straight, knees are bent. And then bring the hands to your hips. Cinch your shoulder blades together, just sort of start to draw them together. Elbows together even, and then with a flat back, come on up. Roll yourself. All right. Now step toward the center of your mat. And actually, let's go up to the top of the mat. All right. Hands on hips. We're going to step out one leg's distance apart from each other. So you sort of feel what that feels like to you. We're going to step. I'm going to step with my left leg out to the side, opening up. All right. And then something that can kind of help with this placement as well. So bring the arms out parallel to the ground. Wrists are underneath the heels, extending through the fingertips. Relax the shoulders. Just find your breath here for a moment. Then bring the hands to your hips. We're going to turn the right foot so that it's parallel with the long edge of your mat. The left foot is going to be parallel with the short edge of your mat. And before we go any further, just look down, check out your feet. Try to line up the front heel on your right foot with the back arch of your left foot. So this next posture that we're going to do is Warrior Two pose. So you can start legit. This might be Warrior Two. More than enough, plenty. You may want to, if it feels good, press into your front big toe and just start to bend deep into your front knee. So as you bend into your front knee, kind of check it out. You're trying to line up your front knee, front ankle. Sometimes people will say that your kneecap should jut over your second toe. Sometimes that can be kind of hard to figure out. You're like, what am I doing? How do I even stand up straight? So if that's you, check out your feet. Continue to press super active in the back edge of that back foot. Press into that front big toe. Try to line up the front knee, front ankle. And really start to bring the weight into your quadricep on that right thigh. Strengthening. And then when it feels good, bring the arms out parallel to the ground. Relaxing through the shoulders. I always get this kind of like Quasimodo neck going on with the shoulders. So if you find yourself like kind of hunching the shoulders up towards your ears, relax. It's not the hunchback of Notre Dame. Gaze over your front fingertips, extending through the fingertips, pressing through the back edge of that back foot. That's really going to anchor you. You can find so much strength through there. Inhale here. And then as exhale, come back up. Take your time. And then we're going to find our way back into the posture. You've got it, and then we're going to add on. So find your way. Turn that right foot parallel with the long edge, left foot parallel with the short edge. Sink deep into that front knee. Arms are parallel. And then as you're ready, drop the back arm down the back leg, top arm up. This is our reverse warrior, goddess warrior. Now, as you're reaching, so there's levels to this, right? You can draw the knife edge of this right arm in towards your body. You can walk your hand can start at the top of your left leg. It can work its way down. Just breathe here. Breathing, relaxing that shoulder. Now when you're ready, come back up. Warrior two. Extend your front knee straight. Now from here, we're going to take this left hip and shift it back. So I was thinking that like you're putting, it's like the Showtime with the Apollo hook is on your left hip. Draw it back. Back. Reaching with your right arm. We're going to make a triangle pose. We're reaching down with the right hand. This is a great place to take the block. Slide it underneath your right hand, right behind your shin. Left arm up. Extending through the fingertips. Trying to almost like drop your top ribs down a little bit. So I like to put my hands on my ribs to remind me to drop down just a bit. Top arm up. Breathing. And then drop that top arm down. Now from here, you may determine that you want to drop down to your knees. Take a moment. I totally understand if that's the case. If you can, if it feels good, we're going to step off the ball of this back foot, and we're going to come onto our right foot, right hand. So I'm going to back up a little bit. We're going to come onto right hand, right foot. Hand is on a block right now. Left foot comes up, parallel with the ground. Pressing into the right big toe and looking about 6 to 8 inches ahead of you on the ground. So I might have said that and you were like, Justin, you tripping? How is that supposed to happen? So you can take both of your blocks here. Both hands on blocks. Left leg up. Right leg is on the ground. And then this is where we start. Both hands down. Heart pumping forward. Flexing through the toes of that left foot, like you're kicking it into something behind you. But the pelvis is open to the side. And then from here, if it feels good, left arm comes in. Extending through the fingertips, flexing the toes of the foot, up and out, up and out. And then exhale, arms come down, drop that left leg down. And let's do the same thing, everything that we just did on the other side. So you can even walk your blocks over, get yourself set up, parallel your feet, and we're going to turn into the left leg this time. So I'm just going to leave my blocks here on either side of my left foot. I'm going to come on up, hands on hips, and then the right foot, again, is going to be turned parallel to the short edge of your mat. Left foot is parallel with the long edge of your mat. Pressing into the left big toe. Hands are on the hips. Pressing to the back edge of that back foot. Inhale. Exhale. And deep into that left knee. Press into the back edge of that back foot. Press into your front big toe. Try to line up the front knee, front ankle. Breathe. Squaring the pelvis open. Just find your breath here. If at any point in this practice you have lost that breath, now is the time to find it again. Hands are on the hips. If you have any difficulty with balance here, you can grab a chair, even the wall. Put your hand on the wall here. That'll help on either hand, either wall, chair, whatever you want. But the arms come out parallel to the ground. Heart is open. Pressing into the back edge of the back foot, pressing into the front big toe, extending through the fingertips, kind of almost drawing back through that back arm, through that back leg a little bit more, trying to line up the front knee, front ankle, putting the weight into the quadricep, extending the gaze over the fingertips, Exhale, cartwheel that back arm down your back leg, top arm of goddess warrior. Reverse warrior. Breathing. Try to roll the knife edge of that hand in toward the body, sinking deep into that front knee. Breathing deep. You can look down if you want. You can also look up. Breathe. Exhale, cartwheel back through. Warrior two. Ha. Send that front knee straight. Draw your right hip back. Here we go, triangle pose. Left hand is going to come down. It can come down to the ground. Right arm can come up. You can come onto blocks if you want. The hand can come onto your shin. It can come onto your ankle. It can come onto the block. Whatever. Try to slide the shoulders on top of each other. Try to draw those top ribs down. Shifting that right hip back, drawing the left thigh underneath. Establish the breath. Find the connection. And then when you're ready, top arm comes down. Take a moment. Find your breath. Reconnect. And then when you're ready, we're going to step forward onto our left foot, left hand. Right leg is going to come up. I'm going to step back some here on my mat. Left hand down. Pressing into that left big toe. Right hand is on the hip. Right arm up. Drawing that left thigh under and back. Flexing through the toes of the right foot. Breathing, looking about 6 to 8 inches ahead of you on the ground. If you want, you can go for it without the block under the bottom hand. Left hand down. And then come back up. Hands on hips. Take a moment here. Find your breath. Turn back into the right foot. And here we go. This is our big transition, our big opening. All of that preparation. All roads led here. Alright, so we're going to step into warrior three pose. So I'm going to set up my blocks right here in front of my right foot. I've got my right foot turned so that it's parallel with the long edge of the mat. Both hands are on blocks. And I'm just going to step off the ball of my left foot onto my right foot, pressing into that left big toe, flexing through the toes of the left foot, squaring the hips down, heart pumps forward, breathing, breathing. Now this might be plenty. Hands here on blocks. Drawing that right thigh underneath, scissoring the thighs together. Exhale, right palm to your chest. Left palm to your chest. Warrior three. Heart pumping forward, extending through the sole of the foot. Exhale, hands come down. Breathe, find your breath. It's still there, I promise. Left foot down. Walk yourself in between your feet. And let's set it up on the other side. Hands on blocks. Inhaling. Exhaling. Step off the ball of that right foot. Square the hips down. Press into the left big toe. You can even keep a little micro bend here in the left knee. That can help. Scissor the thighs together. Draw that left thigh underneath. Flex the toes of the right foot down. Heart pumps forward. Hands stay here on blocks if you want. Or right palm. Hands down. Right leg down. Breathe. Breathe. Walk your hands in between. Very nice work. Beautiful work. Now from here, we're just going to take a moment in a hip opener that I think is like, honestly, something probably everybody should practice every day. This is garland pose, Malasana. Now, garland pose, I like to start it with my feet and hips distance apart. Now, inhale, shifting length back to my spine and my chest. Exhale, forward fold. Just straightening out the head and neck. Getting ready to be here. And then I set my feet a little wider than hips distance apart. I turn my heels in and my toes out. And then I start to sink down. Hands can stay on blocks here for this part. into a deep squat. Now, as you sink down, let me take a moment here. As you sink down, the thing about having a big butt is that it's a lot of weight to just swing down to the ground. So as you start to sink down, you might be like, oh my God, I'm falling. Oh God, I'm falling. So you can take a block, slide it underneath your seat, maybe 2 blocks, slide it underneath. Find your release here. You can work your upper arms inside of your thighs, bringing the palms together at the heart and then drawing the chest forward. Now you can take the blocks out. A good hip opening should really take the wind out of your sails, honestly. Bring the palms together, pump the heart towards your thumbs. Breathe in, relax the shoulders back. Sink into this now. You can rock around a little bit if that feels good. Hands down, shift the knees down. Try to sit on your heels. Take a moment here, palms up on thighs. Every time, every moment, it's just an opportunity to get treasure to grow. If you fell down in garden pose, who cares? No big deal. Meet us back here. Find your way back up. No need to be stressed. Take your time. Let's come up onto our shins. Now here, especially in the morning, I'm always feeling a little bit de-energized right out of the bed, so I like to bring some energy into the body. Back bends are an excellent way to do that. They really, frankly, rip open the central nervous system and make it so that you can't help but feel sensation. So I bring my hands to my low back for this one. We're going to practice a camel pose. The knees are at hip distance apart. We're on the shins. Drawing the elbows together. The fingertips can point down if you want. Heart pumping up. And frankly, this might be more than enough. We're shifting the pelvis forward. The heart is pumping up. The head starts to fall back. This might be plenty. This is a beautiful, beautiful camel pose. Relish in this. If you want, you can curl your back toes under and keep drawing the chest up, the heart open, the throat open, walking the hands up the back, making this big opening. And I like to tuck my chin to my chest here so that I can really start to open up the chest. And then when it feels good, I let the bowling ball go, head falls back. This might be plenty. Staying here supported. If you want, with the toes curled under, you reach back for the heels. Head is back. Heels. Drawing the pelvis forward. Head falls back. Throat is open. Heart is open to the sky. This is our camel. If you want, you can untuck the toes. Tops of the feet down toward the ground. Drawing the thighs together. Try not to squish the butt. Breathing here. Head back. Heart open. Throat open. One more breath like this. Then hands come back to the low back. Slowly roll up. Slow, slow, slow. And last. Ooh, concentrations. Take a moment. Take that in. A big heart opening, back bend. Big chest opening. It deserves presence. It deserves absorption. Let yourself take it. Give yourself permission to absorb here. All those sensations. If you felt like you were in a video game for a minute, take that in. Take it in. And then from where you are, draw your right shin forward so that it is coming toward parallel with the front edge of your mat. So I'm gonna show y'all. We just draw the right shin forward, and then we just bring the left leg backwards. Ugh. Now, after doing a back bend, I like to fold forward just to get that opposite action. Bend back, bend forward. So this is a forward fold, but it's also a pretty substantial hip opening. This is our one-legged pigeon pose. So you can take a block and slide it underneath your right hip if you've got a giant gap between the ground and your hip. If you want, you can also take the block and slide it underneath that front hip point. Oh, that's nice. Whichever you want. I'm gonna go without blocks. But keep the toes of your right foot flexed. I like to, in the beginning, keep the toes of my back foot curled as well. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, just to start. And then on the exhale, if you want, you can bring the tops of the feet to the ground, and then walk your arms out in front of you. Breathing. So you walk as far as it feels good. You can walk it all the way out, head down, or you can take your blocks, put your head up on top of the block, arms extend, shoulders relaxed. Breathing. Flexing the toes of the right foot. You can stay here for as long as you like, honestly. Walk yourself back up, take your time. And then you can spin your left leg in front. And we're just gonna switch it up, other side. So we turn the left foot. So the left shin is gonna be parallel-ish with the front edge of your mat. Right leg comes behind you. So I'm saying parallel-ish because traditionally, you are supposed to bring the right shin parallel with the front edge of your mat. I tend to think that that's not necessarily anatomically safe for everybody. So if you want to bring your left foot in tight towards your groin, or this front foot in tight towards your groin, whichever makes the most sense for you, that's cool. But we're really trying to get into that right thigh squaring forward. And what can help here is just sit up nice and tall. You can even bring your hands onto your blocks here. You can keep those back toes curled under or uncurl them. And exhale, walk yourself forward. Relaxing the shoulders. Anything that you can do to relax the shoulders as much as possible. Folding yourself forward. And with my belly, I literally like to pick it up and move it places. So I'll move my belly inside of my left thigh. Forehead comes down to a block. Whew. And you can kick it here. Flexing the toes of that left foot. We submit. This is where we give up. Where we stop worrying so much about form. And we just try to feel all of this sensation. And our hips hold so much tension. They hold every moment that we wanted to flee or fight. And we deserve to be able to observe that truth. Swing your right leg in front. Come to sit either cross-legged, on your blocks, on a bolster. Close your eyes. And if you want, you're more than welcome to continue to sit here in meditation. I'm going to start a meditation now. If you need to get into your day, thank yourself for taking this time. Place your palms over your heart. And then bring the palms together in front of your heart space. Drop your gaze down. Bow to the spirit always present within. always riding within. Inhale deep through the nose. Exhale deep through the mouth. Allow the gaze to come up. Open up your eyes. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. I'll see you soon. Hello. Thanks for joining me. My name is Jessamine Stanley. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a writer. I'm based here in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. And I want to do a little meditation with you today.